Hello everybody, this is Coach Kimmel with another screencast for Earth Science. In this screencast, we are going to look into rocks. So get ready because this screencast is going to be solid. On this slide is your Georgia standards for this unit over rocks. And here are your learning objectives for this unit. You will need to be able to answer all of these and be able to write these out. I will be looking for these throughout the weeks on this unit, so have them ready every day. There are three main types of rocks. They are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. We will get into more about each type in a few slides, but first let's look at what are rocks. So what are rocks? They are the solid mineral material forming part of the surface of the Earth and other similar planets exposed on the surface or underlying the soil or ocean. Rocks can be made of more than one mineral. We can classify rocks by how they are formed, by their composition, or what they are made of. And we can classify them based off of texture. Rocks can also change over time. This happens slowly but does occur, and we call this the rock cycle. We will get into the rock cycle in a few slides. Now let's talk more about classifying rocks. So, where do rocks come from? Well, they are formed in the earth when liquid hot magma cools. Once cooled, they can change by erosion, layering, and heat and pressure. Let's talk more about how these change rock. Now we will start with our first type of rock called igneous. Igneous rocks are formed when the cooling of magma or lava is magma, that reaches the Earth's surface. A better description would be that igneous rock begins as magma. Where does magma come from, you may ask? Well, magma can form when rock is heated and melts. As it heats up, it will build up pressure under the surface. This pressure will then try to force its way to the surface. As it does, it can mix with many different types of minerals. Once it gets close to the surface or reaches the surface, it will cool and freeze around 700 to 1250 degrees Celsius. When it freezes, it turns into an igneous rock. If the lava, which is magma that reaches the surface, cools quickly, it will not have crystals in it, leaving the rock looking shiny or glass-like. It could even trap gas bubbles, leaving tiny holes in the rock. The next type of rock is called sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed from other rocks that are broken into small particles and moved by erosion, such as wind or water. They form sand, shells, pebbles, or other fragments. As these fragments build up on the floor, they can accumulate and layer up. Over a long period of time, they can harden into rock form by pressure. This is usually a soft rock and can break or crumble. Usually the only type of rock that has fossils. Limestone is a very good example of this type of rock. So another way to look at it is that sedimentary rock is formed by erosion. The sediments moved from one place to another. Eventually, they are all deposited in layers, with the older ones at the bottom. Over time, they all become compacted and cemented together to form one rock layer. Next, we have metamorphic rocks. These types of rocks are formed from other rocks. These rocks have been pushed deep into the Earth's crust. Once they are there, they're heated from the mantle below and get pressure from the Earth above. This causes them to change shape, color, grain, and crystal structure. The word metamorphic actually means to change shape. This change usually takes place deep in the earth, where the pressure and heat can be great enough. Here are some other types of rocks and what they turn into when heat and pressure are applied. Granite, which is an igneous, can turn into gneiss. Sandstone, which is sedimentary, will change into quartzite. Shale, also sedimentary, will turn into slate. The term foliate means they have their grains in layers within the rock. After we look at each rock, we need to look into the rock cycle. This helps tie all the different types together. Let's start with magma. Magma will get pushed toward the surface and cool into igneous rock. If it weathers or erodes, it will break down into sediments. If those sediments build up and get compacted, it will turn to sedimentary rock. Take note, in the rock cycle, metamorphic or sedimentary rock can also weather and or erode to form sediments that make sedimentary rock. If igneous or sedimentary get the right amount of heat and pressure, they can both turn into metamorphic rock. This leads us back to magma via the heat from the earth, which melts that rock and pushes it to the surface. If you hit pause, you can type the website in the bottom left to see an interactive of this concept. Here we have examples of igneous rocks. If you notice the obsidian, also known as volcanic glass, you can see that it cooled very quickly because it is shiny. These are pictures of sedimentary rocks. You can clearly see the layers in each set of these rocks as well. Here we have some examples of metamorphic rock, such as marble on the left. Is the rock cycle really this simple, neat, and colorful? No, but here is another example of the rock cycle tying everything together. In summary, you need to know where each rock type comes from, examples of what rocks they are, and be able to draw the rock cycle like the one you see here. That's it for this screencast. Thanks for watching.